guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my September TBR. Yes, I am already wearing my Halloween town sweatshirt, and I put up my fall decorations today. I am filming early. It is August 24th, but I am going to Europe in September for 10 days. So I basically get back and September is going to be halfway over. So I wanted to enjoy fall and I put my decorations up early, and guess what? I'm an adult, so I can do what I want. I've already gotten a comment on Instagram saying it's too early and I don't care. So I am very excited for everything fall, and I really want to dive into fall reading before my Christmas reading starts because I'm so excited for Christmas romances. So we're going to do what we did last month where we are doing my TBR jar, but I have a few to talk about first, and I'm only going to pick I think 6 or 7 books this time, maybe 6 because I'm going to be out of the country for 10 days and traveling. I'm going to Scotland, Italy, and Switzerland. So I'm very excited. I'm going to Scotland for a book signing and then traveling around with my sister. So we're very, very excited. But before I pull those books, I'm going to talk about my book clubs. So first, with my Patreon, we do read a Nora Roberts book a month, and we're reading River's End, which I feel like is very atmospheric for September. In October, we're reading one of her paranormal, so I'm very excited for that. But this one, I guess, is like a very dark one. So her parents were Hollywood royalty, and then her mother was murdered. And it says it was someone, the monster had the face of her father, so I don't know if her father murdered her mother, and she's like, I'd never seen him like that before kind of thing. But sounds really good because now she's an adult, and a reporter writer wants to like tell her story, and he is the son of the police officer who found her. This is gonna be really good. Very excited to read this with them. If you are interested, we read a Nora book a month together. Link to my Patreon is down below. Get exclusive videos, voting rights, stuff like that. So then for Historical Hellions, my historical romance book club I have with Christy and Samantha, we are reading Lord of Scoundrels, which also I feel like is a very fall cover. This one I've already read, but it's been so many years, and I feel like I read this at the beginning of my historical romance journey. So I'm very excited to reread this. I wasn't obsessed with it like a lot of people are, but I did really, really like it, and I feel like I'll like it better the second time around. And her name is Jessica, and all I know, I think like he was trying to like lead her brother into like dark things, and she got mad, and then it's their romance, I think. I don't know. I'm excited. I have one of the original. It's not the original because it doesn't have like raised text, but excited for this. And I do have to pick out a book from my jar. I have not yet read the Samantha Shannon book. I will try to fit that in before the end of the month. I still have a week of reading left, but we'll see. But I'm going to pick, this is my jar from my Patreon. They all get to put in books every once in a while, so there's a ton of books in here. So in September, I'm going to have to read... Okay, I feel very called out whenever I read these because my patrons, they're tough. This one is from Monica, and it is Whitney, My Love. I'm actually very excited because I do feel like this is a very like fall read because it's a very dark historical romance. So Whitney, My Love by, oh my gosh, who was the author? Judith McNaught. I have the original copy, and that is what I want to read. And I will say Monica's calling me out because she said since this will get you to read it. So this is actually going to be really fun. Whitney, My Love is a historical romance that actually was republished, and the controversial context was taken out. So in the beginning, I believe there is assault between the hero and the heroine, which is very common in very old historical romances. And so I am going to be reading the original copy. That is what I've always wanted to do. I've been meaning to read this for like, no lie, 3 years. So we're going to be reading Whitney, My Love because of Monica. Thank you, Monica, for calling me out and forcing me to read that book. So that is what we're going to be reading. So those 3 books are for sure what I'll be reading. I also do have a book club with Lacey, Ravished by Romance, but we pick our books like day of our live show, and that's not for a week. So we will be reading that together. Yeah. Okay. The first prompt is going to be, I have 2 here. Read a book by a new to you author. Okay, so I'm going to, I have all of these here, which are all options, but I do have books literally like all over my library. There are a ton of books that I have by new to me authors that I have not read yet, and I think I'm gonna go with one. I don't know, I kind of want to read it now, but like knowing me, I'm not going to read it now when I say I will, and this will actually be perfect because I actually have the ebook out too, so if I have to read it when I'm traveling, I can. So new to me author is going to be Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder. This one I know that, oh yeah, so First off, my friend Adrian got this for me when she saw Victoria Wilder. So she got me like the overlay in it too, and a bookmark, and it's signed by the author, which was so sweet of her. That was her birthday gift to me. So thank you so much, Adrian. You're the best. And actually Tori and Christy both read this and really liked it. And Christy said she's like obsessed with it and gave it 5 stars. So I have had my eye on this ever since it released because it's romantic suspense. So I really, really need to read this one. I've seen so many people talking about it and I have not read anything by her. So this will be first on my TBR. Very, very excited for that. Then we have our next prompt. So one down. I think I'm going to pick 5 more. We'll just do 6 books for this TBR since I'll be out of the country. Ooh, okay, read a book set in your city or state. So I actually know, I don't know where I put this book. I know exactly what I want to read because I live in Ohio. I have met this author. I'm gonna go grab this book in a second, but this author is actually local to me and she wrote a book set in Ohio inspired by the Columbus Zoo. I used to work at the Columbus Zoo in college because that is where I grew up, around the Columbus Zoo. So when I would go home for breaks at school, I would go work in the gift shops. And it was honestly like the best job. So I'm gonna go grab this book. I'm gonna be reading Lucy on the Wild Side. I need to figure out where I put that copy. I thought it was in my bookshelves in my room, but it's not. So I'm gonna be reading Lucy on the Wild Side by Carrie Rea, or Ray, and that takes place in Ohio. So that is 2 down, 4 to go. The next one that I have is read a book from a recent haul. Okay, so actually this is perfect because I actually went to the bookstore yesterday. So I'm gonna grab this book. We're gonna have a theme here. I just hauled these books yesterday. I did a whole vlog about them, about going book shopping, and I got Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. And we have kind of like a whiskey bourbon theme going on, but this one is an opposites attracts romance with a grumpy Scottish whiskey distiller. So we're gonna be reading this. I am so excited. Look at me reading books that I recently hauled. Okay. So what, we have 3. Ooh, read the last book that you bought on Amazon. So this is funny because this is also, what am I doing getting all these prompts from like recently bought? So I bought 2 books from Amazon in my last order. One I have read and one I have not. So we are going to be reading Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. This one actually is perfect for fall too. I'm getting so excited for this TBR. So this one is, he has to marry by the time he's 35 and she's sworn off love. He is painfully shy and he is in the undertaking business and he can inherit the business only if he's married. And so she's an animator. Moved to Ireland. Oh my gosh, does this take place in Ireland? Gosh, I'm so excited. I didn't know it took place in Ireland. I just knew that he was like a grave digger and that it was a romance. I'm so excited. So we have Ireland, we have Scotland. This TBR is amazing. Okay, 2 more books. So the first of the new prompt is going to be I feel so called out. I have to get this book. Hold on. So this prompt says, read Keeping 13 because Tori's been telling you to read it. So we're going to be putting this 700-page book on my TBR and we'll see how it goes. I read Binding 13 last year. I really did love it, but these are very emotionally taxing books. So I can't read them as often as I should, and I've just been putting it off because I know it's gonna emotionally kill me. I just read The Women by Kristen Hanna and cried. I don't like crying, so we're gonna add this to my TBR. At least it's fall colors. Okay, one more. Read a book that Tori has been telling you to read. Okay, what is a book that Tori has been telling me to read that I haven't read yet? I mean, there's a lot she's been telling me to read. Tori from Novel Life. And I think, let me go grab it, because of course it's not behind me. So One second. There have actually been quite a lot of books that Tori tells me to read. There's one that she called me yesterday just to tell me she's obsessed with, I need to read it, but that is on my TBR for this month still that I have to finish, so I'm not going to choose that. But I think this is the one that she has most been telling me to read, other than, like, I could read Keeping 13 and then I could put Redeeming and Saving 6 on my TBR, but I'm not going to do that. That's a lot. So I'm choosing a fantasy that she has loved, and that is Fear the Flame. She read this book in January and has been telling me to read it. She loved it. It's dragons, it's fantasy romance, and I think I'll really enjoy it. But this one is 600 pages as well, so we're just gonna be piling on the long books. But that is my 2 Tori prompts in here. Were picked back to back, so we're gonna be reading that. So an overview of the 6 books that I picked out for the month. We have Bourbon and Lies, which is romantic suspense. We have Whiskey Business, which is a grumpy Scottish hero. We have Morbidly Yours, which apparently he needs to get married in Ireland. We have Keeping 13. Finally. And then we have Fear the Flames. So I don't know actually if this one's on KU or not. And then we also have the one that I don't have with me, which is Lucy on the Wild Side, which I need to find that book. That's going to drive me insane until I find it. It might be buried behind something. We'll see. But those are the books. And then we also have my 2 book club books, and then we will have my Ravish Our Romance book club pick, and then whatever I end up picking up. There are so many amazing September releases I will probably pick up too, so those are the have to read. So that is my TBR for September. Definitely excited for this too, because I do feel like it's a little spooky, which is exciting. So if you've made it this far, please leave me some leaves, because the leaves are starting to fall. Like, there are leaves in my yard and I'm very excited. So leave me some leaves if you made it this far, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.